Welcome to another COVID diary, and today is actually day 56 of the COVID diaries. I just wanted to take you guys back to a previous video that I'd done and something that I actually said. In hindsight, I don't think that what I said is correct, so let me explain. I think it was about 2 videos ago, I said that we are all in the same boat. Now, last night when I was scrolling my socials, I read an article and saw a quote that made me think that I was completely wrong by saying that. That is not the case. We are not in the same boat. Now, when I said that we were in the same boat, it just rolled off the tongue. I didn't really necessarily think about what I was saying, and to be honest with you, I probably thought it was true at the time. But now I definitely don't think that's right. The quote that I saw was, "Stop saying that we're in the same boat because we're not. However, we are all in the same storm." Now that really hit me because I was thinking, that's so true, but those boats could represent different things. They could represent the fact that we're all in different houses, we're not allowed to see each other, we're in this massive ocean and there's storms happening around us and we can't all come together and be in the same boat. It could also mean the fact that mentally we're all in a different place. It could mean so many things, but after I saw it, it made me think that, gosh, what I said was so wrong. So I just wanted to correct myself, guys. We're not in the same boat. We're just in the same storm. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that quote and if you think that it's right. I'd be really interested to hear what you guys have to say. But I hope you have a lovely day today, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.
Morning and welcome to day 56. Been reflecting over the last few days about networking, and it's been a real surprise to me. I've been attending quite a few networking events, virtual networking events, obviously on Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And I thought, as we came into this kind of lockdown period, that networking was all about that kind of face-to-face contact, that meeting people, shaking hands and building up a rapport with someone. And I thought that networking was one of those things that we were not going to be able to do at all during these last couple of months. Turns out, actually, networking can be very, very effective if you just do it online. Now, clearly, there's a lot of networking events we go to where it is all about meeting the people in the room and having that sort of social chat with them. But I think the networking events that have worked really well over the last few months have been those ones that are knowledge sharing, where there's a speaker and they're giving a presentation and sharing some important topics. And then it's followed by some questions and discussions. And actually, you know what? I think those kind of events may continue to stay online even after the lockdown. If I look at my own time, to go to a networking event, our office is in Camberley, to go to a networking event, say at G Live in Guildford, let's say the networking event starts at 6 o'clock. So travelling at rush hour, that's at least an hour to get from Camberley to Guildford. Coming home, of course, it would be much quicker. I could get back in half an hour, but I need to allow an hour. Now, I don't like being late, so I'm also going to have a bit of contingency in there. So I'll probably leave the office about an hour and a half before the event starts at 6. That means I'll also start slowing down on some of the tasks that I'm going to do in the office, because there's no point in starting something big and complicated that's going to take a lot of thought and a lot of time to do if I'm going to be heading out of the office in half an hour's time. So, you know, we really start to prepare for that networking event quite early on into the afternoon. We then arrive there at 6 o'clock. There's half an hour of chit chat whilst you have a drink and circulate with people and talk. You then go and join the plenary presentation and the speaker delivers their knowledge share. Then gets to question time, and of course you're sat there in the audience and all you see is the back of the people who are asking the questions. So the question time tends to be a bit of a sort of a two-way thing between the person asking the question and the presenter. You then finish, wrap up, say goodbye to people, a little bit more networking or whatever, and then get in the car, half an hour home because the traffic's died down by that stage. And literally that networking event could take up 4 hours worth of my time during that day. But it's all a knowledge share event. Why does it need to take up 4 hours? One of the things I've noticed in the lockdown period is that I will join a networking event and it starts immediately. The presenter starts to talk immediately. When you get to the questions, actually they're a lot more interactive because everybody else's face is on the screen and you can get a lot more debate and conversation following the presentation. Whilst that's happening, I can sit here with a glass of wine and relax and take part in absorbing the knowledge that's coming out from the speaker. And literally 15 seconds after that event is finished, I stand up, I walk out that door, and I'm with my family, and I can now start to have dinner with them and interact and everything else. So it's taken up 1 hour's worth of my time rather than 4. I think that's a huge cost saving there, a huge efficiency saving. And I think as soon as the lockdown's over, yes, there's going to be all manner of networking events where we are going back out and we are seeing people and we're building up those relationships again. But I'd like to think some of the knowledge sharing events are going to stay online because they're really kind of working. I'm quite happy with them. Anyway, that's just a thought. Leave you with it and catch up with you later. Cheers.